Happy MLK Day. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
So I don't like this research. There's a guy from Great Britain who is saying that we're kind of supposed to be unhappy today. He calls it Blue Monday.
Oh, I heard this.
Oh, he said because it's supposedly the unhappiest day of the entire year. I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to let you tell me that I'm supposed to be sad today because of unpaid Christmas bills, because of things like, we might have to work today, even though it's MLK Day. So there's all these different factors that he says makes us sad today.
Yeah, this is actually a thing, Blue Monday. I've heard of this.
It is a thing. Oh, and the seasonal depression that we get. And I'm like, you're not going to tell me that I'm sad today or I'm unhappy because I got God in my life, I have a great man, and I have a great family. So back up, buddy.
Yeah, that's her man, Joey, who
Yes,
likes
it
to
is.
Fish.
He does. He's fishing right now.
With his
brother and
your
our oldest son.
And your oldest son.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they catch something so he's happy.
Well, okay, so that's how they're overcoming Blue Monday? Blue Monday, right? Blue Monday. So what about you? If this was a thing in your life, this Blue Monday thing, maybe you've never heard of this, how do you overcome it? Here's an open mic that came in through the My HISRadio app.
This is how I would try to get over my Blue Monday. I would go down to my goat pasture, visit all the goats, and also our Great Pyrenees dog, who's always expecting a hug from us, who's always there as a good friend. Just had a new goat born yesterday, little boy, and his name is going to be Cocoa Puff because he's dark brown.
Okay, I love every aspect of this open mic, and the name of the baby goat being Cocoa Puff. How awesome is that?
Yeah, and the Great Pyrenees. I mean, they're big enough they could just come walking up to you and give you a hug for
right?
real. Oh, they're gorgeous.
So hug from the dog and a brand new baby goat and going out to the goats. That's her happy place.
How can you be sad in all of that?
Right?
No.
That's the place where she goes, and that's how God takes care of getting rid of those Monday blues.
The way I get through this Blue Monday is coffee and just thinking about how blessed I am of my family.
That's good.
That is so good. Coffee can overcome a lot of things.
Right?
Especially the frou-frou coffee, which I like. The black coffee, maybe not so much.
Sounds like she has her own special place where she has that coffee. She thinks about her family and stuff like that. Our church is going through a series called Breakthrough right now this week. And so we have a special guest speaker. He's from England. His name is Bill Heasley. Charming man. I mean, anybody with an accent from England,
Is charming.
Yeah, they can tell you things bad about you and you feel great about yourself. You know?
I'm a terrible person.
He was talking about where your garden is. Where is that spot that you go that you can just spend time with God? You're in your garden, basically. For him, at this season of his life, he said it's his chair, a special chair that's at his house where he sits, and this is where I spend my time with God every morning. Got my coffee, have my Bible, and I'm spending my time with God right there.
I really like that.
Isn't that good?
And I like the way he calls it where your garden.
Where is your garden, right? So,
because a garden, obviously, is a place of peace,
right?
Happiness, calm. So I like that.
It is
That's
good. It is good. Based off of Adam and Eve. And in their garden.
Perfection.
I know, right?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Past couple of years, the biggest trend as far as hats go have been this bucket hat. And they're so cute on certain people. I wear it. It's not a good thing, but bucket hats are so super cute.
So this is a hat made out of a bucket?
It's not made out of a bucket, but it's a style of a bucket. So think Gilligan from Gilligan's Island.
Okay.
That was the kind of hat that a bucket hat is, right? But this is updated and a little trendier looking than Gilligan's. But Ready Whip, the people that make the spray whipped cream?
Yeah.
They've come out with their own bucket hat. And it looks like whipped cream. It's kind of fuzzy.
Really?
And it looks like whipped cream. So don't think that you're going to get this bucket hat because they have it online. You can order it for cheap. You're not going to get it on the cheap.
Oh, I'm sure. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm going to say $150.
You ain't far off.
Really?
$168.
For real? Oh,
Then-
come on.
Then I'm thinking tax and shipping. So
I actually was shooting high. I was kidding. I thought maybe $30.
no, because if you go to the Target or the Walmart, you're going to get a bucket hat for probably $30, maybe 20.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable
But
enough.
if you want one that looks like you have sprayed whipped cream on your head, $168. So I'm thinking $4 for the Ready Whip, and right as cold as it's going to be this week, we just spray it on our head, and it'll last all day. There are a couple of people that really like this thing. Ella is one of them. But the thing is, it costs $168.
Yeah,
if you get
that's
it
a
from
lot
Ready
for
Whip.
whipped cream.
That is a lot for whipped cream, or a hat that looks like whipped cream. But Ella said the bucket hat price is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree, Ella.
Maybe if it was $35, she said, because, if I needed a winter hat, it is kind of cute. Kristen, though, has an idea. She said, here's what I see happening. I see people at the Carolina Cup Derby wearing one of these things in the spring. She said, I've been there, and I see all kinds of crazy hats. You got to love them, from Camden, South Carolina.
Really?
So the Carolina Cup, maybe.
So
maybe
it's
a couple
already a
of people.
thing.
The crazy hat thing. Well, if you go to a derby like the Kentucky Derby, it's all about, yes, the horses, but the hats. That bigger, the fancier, the more outlandish the hat, the better. And so I think this Ready Whip bucket hat would be
So
right on
now put a
point.
bucket on your head, fill it with whipped cream, and then you're in.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
I have a hard time getting to sleep sometimes. I actually ended up having to take melatonin because I just can't fall asleep
A lot of people
on
do.
my own. Yeah, and it just lulls you right into it. So I read that some people use weighted blankets to help them get to sleep, and I was like, absolutely. 2 of my 3 kids do. My daughter does ASMR, and I think she got this thing for Christmas. It's a headband that also has like earbuds in it, which is super weird to me. So she uses that to go to sleep. A lot of people use fans. I don't have a fan.
I do.
I don't need that noise.
I have the one that's above me, and I have one right by my bed.
Like an oscillating fan?
Nope, it's one that goes right on me.
Really?
And it's really loud. I need the noise to
And that-
fall asleep.
Doesn't bother your wife?
No. It does when it's really cold, but that's
Oh.
about it.
Okay, then she throws on an extra blanket or whatever. So my husband really loves to fall asleep to the television. I'm like, you got to I need complete dark, like almost blackout curtain kind of thing. Silence, absolute silence. So if anybody's making any noise at all, I'm never going to sleep.
I have earbuds so I can watch TV as I'm falling asleep.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother Amy as she's trying
Sometimes
to
the light does,
Yeah.
but then she puts the covers over her head.
get her an eye mask. That would help.
I think she's tried.
Yeah, Owen doesn't
Some
like them.
people just don't like it. I don't. I've tried that over my eyes. I'm like, I just dislike this thing, so I take it off all the time. And it winds up coming off anyway.
Well, true. It does end up around your neck as you're sleeping, and that may not be a good thing.
There's an open mic that just came in through the My HISRadio app.
Good morning. I have to have a fan right by my ears. I have a quilt, a comforter, and Afghan on top of me. I like to have white noise in the background. I have to have it cold.
I'm with you on that. My wife likes to keep it over, keep it over 70 degrees. And I can't. Sometimes it's just like really hot for me. If it's in the 60s, I can sleep.
Yes, it has to be. When we sleep, it's about 67 in the house. But I'm telling you, as she said, an Afghan, a quilt, a comforter. Like, I am heavy just thinking about all that. But that's like a weighted blanket. That's that security, I think.
She's keeping really warm. It sounds
really
cozy.
I don't know.
Especially if she keeps it like 61, 58 degrees or something like that in the house.
Yes, yeah. I have 2 golden doodles that sleep on top of me every night, just about.
Oh.
So I guess we're sleeping the same way.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It is Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. I don't know if Good Morning America is a part of your routine in the morning and then listening to Rob and Lizz. Thank you for doing that, by the way. But Michael Strahan, who's one of the hosts on Good Morning America, one of his twin daughters appeared with him, and she was completely bald and then made the announcement about the cancer that is in her life.
Yeah, she's been struggling with brain cancer. And, Michael said about her, she's so strong. Her twin sister is giving her a lot of encouragement and said one of the things that her twin sister told her is, you have to keep living. You just can't stop living because this is happening. And they're there to support her. But it was an emotional interview with Michael and his daughter, obviously.
And to see how strong she is, a smile on her face.
Even in the
she's
hospital bed.
talking about it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've I hate to say I've followed Michael and his daughters, but I know a little bit about them from the time that he was on Kelly and Michael with Kelly Ripa, and just talking about kind of being a single dad for a good long while, and having to answer the questions and meet the boyfriends and things like this. And now they're at this stage in their life, but it's so good that she has this support system from Michael and her sister.
One of the biggest things when you go through any type of illness is to have that support system.
If you don't have it, I don't know. I just don't know if you can keep the encouragement up, because there's dark days, whether it's the diagnosis or when you're getting, the treatments, and of course losing. She had this gorgeous curly hair, gorgeous, and now she's bald.
And then you learn who your friends are.
You do.
During that time. I mean, seriously, a couple of years ago when I went through that major surgery, and you didn't know this because I continued to be on the air for the 4.5 months that I was homebound with tubes sticking out of my body. But I learned at that time who your real friends really are. And so I started to reinvest in people that invest in me.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah. Not that you don't love the people that aren't, kind of invested in you, but you say, what can I do and how can I help? And you were there for me, and I appreciate it.
Right? Yeah. So, that makes the biggest difference.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So, Jess is like one of 9 grandchildren to Mimi and Papa. I love what they call them. Mimi and Papa. Here's the thing. They're all grown up. All the grandkids are all grown up. Mimi and Papa are in Michigan pretty much by themselves. They love to see their grandkids, very involved with their lives, but now the grandkids are spread out all over the place now.
Yeah, but there's a trend on TikTok, and I think Jess and her cousins are like, we are all about this. They took all of them together, all 9 of them, and they just showed up at Mimi and Papa's house.
Knocked on the door, surprised them, and they came with sleeping bags and pillows, and all but one had a sleepover. The one who couldn't make it had COVID.
She was sick, yeah.
Yeah, she was sick. She couldn't make it, but she was on their FaceTime. But you should see Grandpa starts crying. He's hugging everybody. It's like, all my grandkids are here for a sleepover. That is just amazing. So touching.
Yeah, and not even a planned thing. Like, I'm glad, Mimi and Papa's house was ready for them, because I would be freaking out a little bit like, oh my goodness, I don't have enough snacks, or I don't have enough. But I think they brought some stuff to help them out.
You know it. They just wanted to do this. Grandma's surprised. She's like, wait, what? All these people?
She's in the middle, right? And she's teeny. She's a little teeny Mimi.
She's the smallest of them
yes.
all. Yeah.
And they're just milling around, and she kind of clutches her pearls a little bit. She puts her hand on her chest, and she's just looking around like, everybody's in my house. Like, she is just so full of love, you can tell.
They loved every single minute of this.
I hope my grandkids, when they get older, do something like this. It would be amazing.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It was a lady that was just traveling 4 days earlier, and a deer crossed in front of her path. She swerved to miss the deer. She ended up going over an embankment and down this hill. And where she landed, there was like some thick brush. And so I don't even know what color her vehicle was, that Ranger, but it must have been something. It wasn't red. Like, it didn't stand out, so nobody noticed her.
Well, and these hikers noticed it. It was like some kind of reflection, I believe. But the thing is, when they saw the Ford Ranger, they're like, what's this doing here? The road's way up there. That's when they figured out, oh, there must be somebody in there. And then they heard the lady. She couldn't have any cell phone signal or anything. She's going to be okay from what we understand. Last time they checked in, she was like in stable condition in the hospital. But, oh, my word, that could have been a whole lot worse.
And I love they were super observant because it was a reflection. And you'll see that when the sun glints off the water. You'll see that kind of a reflection. But this was just a little bit different, so much so that they investigated and they ended up saving her life.
Isn't that great?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. Happy MLK Day. A lot of festivities, parades that are going on today. No school, can't get the money out of the bank, and the U.S. Postal Service is not running today.
Yeah, no money, no mail.
Right?
Well, I mean, ATMs.
No money, no school, no mail.
There you go. No teaching.
It makes me think, though, FedEx, UPS, those type of places, Amazon Prime, I would think they're running today. I'm not sure.
I feel like on those holidays, they're still out there.
You feel.
Delivering.
Can you tell we're experts on this thing?
I know, right? Because I don't know that I know that I know.
David is here at 800-447-7234. Hey, David.
Hey, I was just going to let you know, UPS, in our new contract that we got back in August, MLK is now a national holiday for us.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have the day off. How nice is that?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the day off?
Sleep.
Well, you kind of missed that one. You're already up.
Well, I've been up since 5 o'clock yesterday
Why?
because I worked all night.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I drive the big truck.
So you are going to bed now.
Yes, I'm going to bed now.
You enjoy the sleep today.
That's right.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Will loves to fish. And so he went out to go fishing. He's 61, got a little extra time on his hands. He's like, I'm going to fill up my day. I'm going fishing. So he's out in the ocean off the coast of New Zealand. All of a sudden gets this big catch. There's a marlin on the other end of the line.
Yeah?
He starts to reel in this marlin, and all of a sudden, now mind you, he's by himself, the marlin pulls him into the water.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The thing is, lost the pole and everything. The thing is, he could not get back into the boat. He started going far, far away. So all of a sudden, he's Tom Hanks with Wilson.
Oh, no,
you know?
he's castaway.
He's like castaway. He's in the middle of the ocean. What do? He's out there for a very, very long time. All of a sudden, he sees this fishing boat that goes by off in the distance. He has an Apple Watch on. And so what he winds up doing, he's like, if I can catch the sunlight in such a way that I can flash it in their eyes somehow, maybe they'll see me. Well, that's what God used to get the three people in that boat's attention, and they're able to go to him and save him.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, an Apple Watch is not that big, as far as the face of it, and to have it reflect just at the right time so that those other fishermen can see
It's a good
him.
thing it's a plastic, not plastic, it's a glass top, because you can't do that with plastic. So a glass top, he's able to get the reflection in such a way that he was able to do that. It's like me sitting in church and my wife is like, can you put your phone away? It's getting the lights and it's flashing in my eyes.
But in this case, it was a good thing.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Silk is doing this. I'm familiar with Silk. I feel like it's a milk, but is it?
Yeah, it is. I have some almond milk by Silk in my refrigerator right now.
Okay.
But they have some other I think they have like yogurt. I've never tried the almond milk yogurt, but I think it'd be pretty good.
It seems like you have to make a pledge to eat Silk for like a week.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to document everything and add it to your morning routine.
And then if you do that, and it's a part of your morning routine, you could win it for an entire year. Boy, that's variety.
Well, but they're not going to actually send you the silk. They're not going to send you the products.
What are you going to do?
They're going to write you a check, like $54,000.
Which means, do you have to spend it on Silk?
Well, see, that's the thing. They're not going to follow you to make sure you're really drinking or eating your almond milk or your oat milk. You literally could use it on a McGriddle.
Does it have to be breakfast? Because I'd apply that to a mortgage or something.
Oh, no. You can, from what I understand, use it for anything you want to.
That is, if that's the case, I might do it.
Yeah. And then,
because you have to do it like this month, right?
yes. And then there's other winners, too. Secondary winners that could get a $1,800 and some odd dollar check.
Oh,
I mean, that's
nice.
worth it too.
That's a weekend away somewhere.
Yeah, or a month's rent.
So,
plus.
you know what? That could be a weekend away with a hotel that has a continental breakfast. See, and there's some free breakfast.
With or without silk.
Right.